What's good, gang? Welcome back to the channel. We are going over week 3. We're doing the week 3 update. Currently, I am closer to starting week 5 than ending week 3. So I definitely need my notes. I am also a little zoned out wonky because my week 4 date I had yesterday and I'm still a little blissed out from that. So yeah, it's probably the longest something like that has ever kept me aloof, but I'm not complaining about it. So forgive me, but also accept, because why do we not want to be zoned out? Or not zoned out, zenned out. It's a good place to be. So anyways, we are going over week 3. Week 3 was good. The week objective here was: this week may find you dealing with unaccustomed bursts of energy and sharp peaks of anger, joy, and grief. You are coming into power as the illusory hold of your previously accepted limits are shaken, and you will be asked to consciously experiment with spiritual open-mindedness. And the title of it was Recovering Your Sense of Power. So starting off like I usually do with my artist date review. So this time I went to paint pottery, which I was gonna do the week before, but I was too, I didn't want to be outside. So in my mind, I was like, I would be gone 90 minutes to 2 hours, and that included travel. So I left my house at I want to say 10:45, 10:50, something close to 11. I don't think I got home till 3. And I planned this on a day where I didn't have clients in the evening, not because I thought I was going to take that long, but just because I'm artist day, fancy free, hippie vibes, be vibing and zenned out, and come home and do admin stuff. One, I didn't expect to be gone that long, so I did not eat before I go. So I break my fast at noon and I left at 10 something. So I expected to be home 12:31, not 3. I was so freaking hungry, but I enjoyed it so very much. I painted a little cup. It was a nice little shop. It's called You Do the Dishes in Tampa. I don't know what side of Tampa because I'm not good with things like that. And I met the owner. She has everything separated as far as the pieces you can pick. The first part is animal things, so little froggies and cows and unicorns and doggies. And we got to talking about doggies because of course my dog recently passed, and she has a dog that passed, and she's in there boohoo crying. And her dog passed some years ago, and she's like, "How are you not crying?" And I'm like, it sucked, but I think I've processed it pretty well at this point. I also feel like my hair is doing a thing. It's doing a thing right now. And the other side is dishes, plates and platters and cups and saucers and teapots. And then there are trinket dishes and jewelry boxes. And then there's a side that has celestial things and garden things, blah, blah, blah. So I picked a cup and I got my... so I'm new to this coffee thing. I got my vanilla oat milk latte iced. I think you put iced at the beginning. Anyways, I got that. I had my little drink, and I was listening to my Joe Dispenza. I think at that point I was in Becoming Supernatural, and I was just having a good old time. Time was just flying by. The customer service there was great, which customer service is basically dead in the world at this point. It just a good time. So I really enjoyed that. It was very free flowing, and I felt very good after. And yeah, so that was my artist date. As far as the things and the work that I had to do through the book and through myself for that week, I'm holding the book because I had a note in my notes about page 70, and page 70 was about how as children we are not made to feel safe to express. So whether that is creatively or it is like you don't get to have your own opinion. Like you're not allowed to say, you know, I don't like that, or I don't want that, or I feel a different way than you feel about that, especially in brown and black households, and even more so Southern households, religious households, or military households, which I feel like my household kind of ticked all those boxes. So you're kind of made to not feel safe to express. And I wrote here, as children, we aren't or weren't made to feel safe either in our bodies or to express emotion. And I put in our bodies because a lot of people are abused either physically, mentally, emotionally as youth, and then it makes you like uncertain about even being in yourself. Like your environment is unsafe, you don't feel safe in your body, you don't feel safe with the people you're with. It just creates a whole thing. So we're made to not feel safe either in our bodies or to express emotion. Excuse me. So no wonder we don't feel safe / free to share our creations with the world. Whether it is a new idea at work, a painting, or a crochet project, or a new healthy habit. And I put new healthy habit because that was one thing when I went from 250 pounds to losing weight. It being, usually when you're in a situation like that, you are going to be surrounded with people who are in similar situations. So when you start to change from them, you are almost made like you're ostracized for having new ideas or wanting to go a different way or wanting to operate differently. So that's why I put even like sharing a healthy habit. Sometimes you're not even made to feel safe to want to change for the better of you, because everybody around you wants you to stay where they are, and it kind of puts them on defense about why they are the way they are and why they won't change. So we are also made to feel shame for wanting to express. It's either not good enough, not fast enough, or not enough like everything around it. And what is this? Hold on. Oh, I didn't put a space. So that is a totally different thought. See, spaces and punctuation. So yeah, that really hit me in the book about being safe as children and not feeling safe to express, which kind of pushes us along in life, and we become adults that are also afraid to express. The note I was reading that didn't have anything to do with what I was just speaking about was the Joe Dispenza meditations, and I pondered buying them forever, but I had them all along. So I've had an Audible account for years at this point, I guess shortly after Audible became a thing. I haven't been active on it, like the subscription where you get where you can get a new book every month. I haven't had that for probably 4 years, but you get to keep the books that you purchase. So back in 2019, 2020, I had purchased the three of Dr. Joe Dispenza's books, the You Are the Placebo, Becoming Supernatural, and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And I think I mentioned this last time. I always wanted to do his meditations, but the meditations facilitated by him, the tonality of how he like projects his voice really it startles my system. So I never actually bought them. Like I have toggled for years about buying them, but in the Audible books, he talks through all of them, but he's not reading it. He has he paid somebody obviously to narrate it, and it's in like steps. So I'm now at the point of like writing down all the steps so I can record one for myself and I can do it. So that was just a synchronicity. Like I've been pondering this for years, and I had it because I never finish the Joe Dispenza books, which I also spoke about last time. I never finished The Artist's Way, and I also had never finished the Joe Dispenza book, so I didn't know I had it. So anyways, the next thing I went through was a realization about what quote unquote happened to me when I was younger, and not trauma wise, but like how my mindset changed. And there was a time when I never thought opposite of whatever my desire was. Like whatever I put my mind to, I wasn't worried about whether it took 1 month or 5 years. I wasn't worried about how it was going to happen. I just knew that I wanted this thing and I was going to start to work towards it. And I just had this knowing that it was going to work out. Well, at a point, and I want to say as I got like into high school going forward, because your life becomes very success driven at that point. Like everything is focused on GPA and rankings and all that kind of stuff. How I went from just being focused on the desired end goal and being focused on the results. So I stopped being focused on the process. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to do these things and eventually it will, you know, get to whatever. And it went to, you know, how is it going to get there? How fast is it going to get, you know, those type things. And it kind of, that takes you out of your creative flow, whether you're trying to get a new job or manifest a car or a new house. When you're so focused on all of the hows and how it could go wrong, it's not fruitful. So anyways, another thing I wrote down was, so last update, I brought up how it was brought up through me some things about money, fear / success. And another thing, like a little tag along to that, in week 3, what came through was one of my one of my fears of success is linked to my grandfather, because I felt like if I achieved a lot of the things that I was looking for, I know he is also looking forward to those things too. And I didn't want him to feel complete as a human and basically leave, if that makes sense. Like, I'm one of those people that I know a lot of things happen and all that, but there comes a time where people can choose to leave, whether, you know, by force or by grace. And a lot of times when people feel like they're complete as a person, like they've done everything they need to do, they can go ahead and leave. You know what I mean? So in my mind, and I did not know this was there, in my mind, if I do all these things and complete all these things and it is seen, then he can be complete and go. Cause yeah, and if you know me, that Preston and my grandpa, those are my humans, bruh. Like, so yeah, and I had no idea that was lurking. So I'm working on processing that, and of course redirecting the perspective that my successes gets to make his life easier as he gets even older. So, you know, I didn't know that was there, and the work of chapter 3 brought that up. And let's see, next, let's see what the tasks were. I also did a lot of highlighting this time in the chapter. Okay, so for the task this time I chose 2, and I chose to list 5 people that you admire. So it said list 5 people you admire, then list 5 people that you secretly admire, and then what traits do these people have, and how can you kind of cultivate those in yourself. And secretly admire was weird to me, because I'm like, there's really no reason to secretly admire anyone. But as I worked through it, I viewed it a different way. Is some people that I don't, and I'm not going to say their name on here because most of them are famous, and why would I do that? But there are some people I don't really vibe with their personalities, but the way they work towards their goals and the way that they have accomplished things, I do admire. So that is how I use the people that I secretly admire. And then it was list 5 people you wish you had met who are dead. So for me, that was mostly like, you know, some civil rights leaders, and, you know, back in the day, like a Gandhi and a Buddha and Jesus, those type things. List 5 people who are dead that you wish you could hang out with. And for that part, I put some like musicians and some artists, that type thing. And then what traits do you find in these people that you can look for in friends? And I thought that was interesting because the one before that was traits that you could cultivate in yourself. For this one, I guess it's because you like, what, these are people you want to hang out with. So what are the traits in these people that you could look for in humans that you could kind of create your circle with? So that was interesting. And what else do we got? Making sure I didn't miss anything. What is this 5 hobbies thing I have written down? I don't know where that came from. I think this was from something else that I was looking at, but it was to list 5 hobbies you would like to learn, list 5 classes you would like to take, 5 things I wouldn't do but sound fun, 5 skills that you would like to have, 5 things you used to enjoy, basically, that you don't find appealing now, and then 5 silly things that you like to try once. And I'll share some of these. So hobbies, I put sewing, crocheting, gymnastics, martial arts, and hiking. And I do like nature walks, but I haven't actually been on a hike. And I have had adult gymnastics on several vision boards, and I haven't done it, mostly because the classes are in the evening, and Janet is like, let's hit it at noon time. Like, I don't really want to be taking the class at 7, finishing it at 8:15. By the time you know, say your goodbyes, clean up, whatever, it's 8:30, 8:45, and then you come home, it's 9:15. No, I'm good. So anyways, classes I would like to take, I put Spanish or Korean, because I used to be pretty fluent in Spanish. It is gone. I used to know like shopping conversation Korean. I don't really know that now. I basically just know like hi, bye, thank you, and how much is this, which is even less than I knew before. Dancing, kickboxing, self-defense, bread making, 5 things I wouldn't do but sound fun. I only had 2, open mic and jet skiing. 5 skills, building a house, fixing a car, playing another musical instrument. So I learned to play the cello, and I used to play the flute in school for like a year and some change. And shamanism. And 5 things I used to do that I enjoyed that I don't now. I put overeating, because that used to basically be my drug. Gossip, I used to really be into, not even negatively, but passing the word along. Like, if someone tells me something now, like, I don't find the energy to tell it to someone else, but that also stops most gossip from even making it to me, because the energy of gossip likes to be spread. So I feel like it doesn't come to me now because it knows that it's gonna stay with me. So reality TV, I used to be, and this was probably before I lost weight, back in like the early 2010s, into reality TV, the Housewives and the Kardashians and the stuff like that. I really don't have the energy for that at this point. And running, I used to run multiple digit miles every week, be doing 5Ks every weekend, half marathon, all that kind of stuff. I'm not into that anymore either. And the last thing was 5 silly things you like to try once, and I didn't have anything for that. And the check-ins. So how many days did I do my morning pages? Every single one. How was that experience for me? It was good. I now just see it as, I basically, to make it easier for myself, I use my morning pages to review my day from before. And then if anything extra comes up, I just note that as well. Did you do your artist date? Indeed, I did. What did I do? I went to paint pottery. And how did it feel? It felt amazing. I don't want to say childlike, but it was very free, because like nothing was expected. Like, and I really just was far off and away, clearly, because it took me forever to do it. Because it wasn't that complicated, but I was just like taking my sweet little time. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? Yes, definitely finding out that I had the Joe Dispenza meditations that I've been toggling with buying forever. And I would also say the success fear being brought up and being like clarified. And were there other issues this week that I consider significant to my recovery? No, I don't think so. So yeah, that was week 3. I'm currently, like I said, ending week 4, going into week 5. Week 4 was the deprivation week, which I'll talk about in the next video. But yeah, all is well, going good. I am hungry. I intermittent fast, so it is past 12 now and I'm ready to eat. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you are doing any part of the artist way or any kind of recovery journey. I should have known I wasn't gonna make it through a video without like trying to slur some words. Let me know if you're going through any part of the artist way or any recovery journey of your own. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.